President Jonathan's quest for second term receives endorsement of Nigeria's foremost leader. Federal government doubles effort at enhancing agriculture as Vice President inaugurates irrigation projects. Abuja High Court adjourns hearing on card reader indefinitely. Plus, youths from oil-producing communities prefer solutions to incessant pipeline vandalism. Hello there, it's good to have you join us on NTA Network News. I'm Sarah Sander. Former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, has described President Goodluck Jonathan as a great Democrat most suited to lead Nigeria in the next 4 years. The former head of state made the declaration at a book launch on President Goodluck Jonathan in Abuja entitled The People's Choice. Ignatius Nkwo reports.
Eloquent testimony of the class of the day's event. A book launch on President Goodluck Jonathan, which captures not only President Goodluck Jonathan's dossier, but also presents some vital issues in Nigeria's history. The event afforded former head of state the opportunity to dish out some nuggets of advice to Nigerians, especially as it prepares for election. General Gowon described President Goodluck Jonathan as captured in the 194-page book as a detribalized Nigerian who is on the verge of taking Nigeria to unprecedented heights.
President, being the great diplomat, the great Democrat he is, I hope all of you here will do the right thing to vote for the people's inner choice, the person who is here.
President Jonathan, in appreciation of the intellectual work of the author, Reverend Father Charles Imokai, said the book vividly captured his humble beginning, which still spurs him to ensuring that every Nigerian child is educated. He reassured Nigerians that he is committed to reducing poverty in Nigeria to the barest minimum.
I used to tell people that I grew up from a very poor background. But luckily, Nigeria is not a caste society. Probably I couldn't have dreamt of even being a commissioner in my state. I am willing and ready to serve, but I'm not desperate to serve. As long as I'm here, we'll come up with programs that will help the young people.
I will add to your name, which is already long. I will call you, Mr. President, good man.
The clarity and simplicity of the English language used enhance the ease of reading.
The event witnessed an array of personalities from different walks of life. In Abuja, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The federal government has inaugurated the irrigation component of Gurara Dam in Kaduna State, which is expected to add over 20,000 metric tons of food to national production. Vice President Mohammed Namadi Sambo, who flagged off the projects, says the dam area will be linked to the rail line for easy movement of farm produce and for tourism. Musa Baba Aliu has more.
The 100 billion naira Gurara Dam project is being executed primarily to provide water to the Lower Usman Dam in Abuja and generate as well as add 30 megawatts of electricity to the national grid. The irrigation component of the project has taken off, with the Vice President Mohammed Namadi Sambo flagging off the project. The Vice President says the project is part of the administration initiative aimed at poverty, hunger and joblessness eradication in the society.
This project will create wealth and jobs for the people, our people in this area, in the agricultural value chain, through direct farming, food processing and marketing, as well as other allied services.
PDP will continue to ensure that projects of this nature that will improve lives and also sustain lives are properly done in this country.
I would like, therefore, to call upon the host community to see this project as part of them and to give support to the contractors and all the other people that will be operating on this project.
The beneficiaries of this project are expected to add over 4,000 metric tons of rice, 6,000 metric tons of maize, and over 19,000 metric tons of melon and vegetables to the national food production. From Gurara, Kaduna State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
In a related development, traditional rulers in southern Kaduna State have pledged their total support to President Goodluck Jonathan and Namadi Sambo ticket, assuring peaceful conduct of their people in their community during and after the general elections. This was at a meeting with Vice President Mohammed Namadi Sambo, who was in the area to commission and inspect some projects. Musa Baba Aliyu again reports.
The support coming from traditional rulers of southern Kaduna is as a result of the positive socioeconomic impact of the federal and state government projects on the well-being of the people in the area. For continuity, therefore, they appealed to their subjects to give support to Goodluck Sambo projects for more dividends of democracy.
We continue to support this government generally, and particularly the about to hold elections. We will ensure that this government continues so that we will also continue to enjoy the dividends of democracy.
Nigeria.
Vice President Mohammed Namadi Sambo, while appreciating the traditional rulers, also pledged the federal government readiness to carry traditional rulers along in the scheme of affairs. He said Kaduna Abuja railway projects, Gurara Hydro Dam, farming and irrigation facilities in their domain are aimed at improving the welfare of the community. The Vice President was accompanied by Kaduna State Governor Mukhtar Ramalan Yaro. In Kaduna, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
And 8 days to the general elections, the PDP Women Presidential Campaign train was in Bauchi State, where the people were urged to collect their PVCs as their power to re-elect PDP at the polls. Uche Nwizu has details of the event.
The city of Bauchi State came alive with the presence of the PDP stalwarts, the wife of the Vice President Hajia Amina Sambo, and women groups who are in the state to solicit support for the re-election of Jonathan and Sambo. Wife of the Vice President enumerated the achievements of the PDP administration in all tiers and placed their readiness to achieve more if voted again.
The present government has ensured buildings of schools and hospitals. Bauchi State government has built a new hospital for women and children, which I have commissioned.
Speakers, including the governor of Bauchi State, Issa Yuguda, and the PDP gubernatorial standard bearer, Awal Jato, said the PDP is a tested and trusted government whose impact is felt in all sectors. Women leaders in the state said they are pleased with the 35 affirmative action of the Jonathan's administration and insisted that there is Uche Nwizu, NTA News.
We do apologize for the poor audio in parts of that report. Nigerians need structural transformation as contained in the report of the National Conference reached through consensus. The governor of Ondo State, Olusegun Mimiko, and the convener of the Post-National Conference Summit stated this in Lagos. John Bateman reports that the theme of the summit was Tomorrow Begins Today.
Stand by, please.
Yorubas who have been in the forefront of the convocation of the National Conference stand to gain as over 600 resolutions were reached through consensus. The governor observed that the benefits from the conference include the practice of true federalism, which will give more powers to the states.
Our people have lived through all of these struggles. who have always been at the forefront, either in the barricades or in the trenches, advocating for true federalism as the way forward in Nigeria.
Education, local government, were all in the region. Revenue was based on derivation, even when oil was discovered. The change we need in the country is the change of the constitution.
Yoruba leaders at the summit are hopeful that President Jonathan will win the election to implement the resolutions of the conference for the benefit of the nation.
So he's a Democrat, he has given his word, he's going to implement these conference resolutions. The Yorubas have a lot to gain. The national conference is a seminal achievement of the administration.
492 delegates took part in the 2014 National Conference and came up with 623 resolutions. In Lagos, John Bateman, NTA News.
In the meantime, the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, has continued his campaign with a stop at Agege, where he met with the Arewa community in Lagos. Kehinde Olaleye reports that the APC presidential candidate was also at a town hall meeting with artisans. Thereafter, a campground rally with the Arewa community in Agege area of Lagos. Here's her report.
General Muhammadu Buhari addressed the multitude of party faithful in Hausa. He charged the Hausa community in Lagos to see their vote as their civic responsibility. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, and the national leader of the party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, speaking at the town hall meeting with artisans, encouraged them to collect their PVCs as their votes will determine the outcome of the elections.
This country will only reach its peak when it begins to do three things. It's something defined by three things. When you look at our clothing, when you look at our glasses, when you look at our phones, when you see the words made in Nigeria, then you know that Nigeria is alive.
Have you gotten your PVC? Please vote change.
In Lagos, Kehinde Olaleye, NTA News.
The system and the consistent flow of petroleum products were also cited as part of the president's achievements, which qualify him for a re-election. Event organizer Dr. Pam Namai said President Goodluck Jonathan represents the future of the country and urged the electorate to vote wisely by re-electing him to build on the solid foundation he already laid across all sectors. And for the attendees, it was an eye-opener on the unprecedented strides of President Goodluck Jonathan despite the distraction caused by insurgency in the northeast area of the country. From Washington, D.C., Adeyemi Omojola Fatoba, NTA News.
And back home, the Director of Media and Publicity of PDP Presidential Campaign Organization, Femi Fani-Kayode, has been speaking to journalists in Abuja on his earlier report on the existence of an illegal radio station sponsored by APC in the country. He spoke on this and other issues.
The fact that the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation has confirmed that this radio station exists, that it is possible that its operations are being conducted from outside the country, and that the operations have been ongoing for a while, albeit in a very low-key manner, gives us even more cause for concern than we had before. Is it true that General Buhari applied a very selective form of administration of justice which sought to punish Southerners more than anybody else when he was military head of state? What was his role in the humiliation and denigration of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the late and highly respected leader of the Yoruba? Is it true that he personally ordered that the home of Chief Awolowo should be raided and ransacked and desecrated, and that the highly revered elder statesman be humiliated for no just cause? If this was the case, does he not believe that he owes the Yoruba people an apology for that? What was his role in the agitation for political Sharia in 2000 in northern Nigeria? And does he still believe that Sharia law should be spread throughout the country, including the South? Does he still believe that Muslims should only vote for Muslims and that they should only vote for those who will protect their interest? Does he still believe that it is not the business of any Christian when Muslims cut off their limbs for crimes that violate Sharia law?
Chief Femi Fani-Kayode. In another development, some members of the All Progressives Congress, APC, have defected to the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Correspondent Olumide Eguntola reports.
The Dikampi Abiodun Bolagade said he and his followers decided to dump the broom for umbrella to support the realization of Ibadan State, regional government and full implementation of the National Confab resolutions, which the PDP stands for. Thereafter, he performed the symbolic destruction of APC symbol and received that of the PDP. Also, a student leader speaks on his choice of PDP as the desired party.
Then you will agree with me that as a Yoruba nation, we must stand up and stand firm to stand by the PDP.
The coordinator of your PDP presidential campaign organization, Oloye Jumoke Akinjide, used the occasion to remind electorates to vote for President Goodluck Jonathan and all the PDP candidates in the forthcoming elections. The state gubernatorial candidate, Senator Teslim Folani, was full of thanks to God for the action of Abiodun Bolagade. For now, the PDP Presidential Campaign Organization in Oyo State said with unity of purpose, the party will record good success in the forthcoming general elections in Ibadan. Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
And the FCT chapters of the National Union of Local Government Employees, NULGE, and the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, have expressed support for the re-election of President Goodluck Jonathan. The unions made this known during an interactive session with FCT Minister Senator Bala Mohammed in Abuja. Correspondent Mitaire Ikpen reports.
Introduction of rural allowance for teachers posted to remote areas of the FCT are some of the reasons for their support for continuity of President Jonathan's transformation agenda.
It is only in FCT that we are proud to say there is no single ward that we don't have a school. We teachers never. We give the president all the support to make sure he is returned.
Welcoming their endorsement of his principal, the FCT minister urged members of the unions to exercise their civic responsibility by voting for candidates of their choice at all levels.
A lot of sentiments are being used, but somehow FCT is insulated from this because we are well informed by virtue of our cosmopolitan population.
The minister assured the unions that the FCTA will interact regularly with them towards improved welfare packages for their members. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikpen, NTA News.
The Nigerian Elections Debate Group says presidential debates will be held on Sunday, the 22nd of March at the Africa Hall of the International Conference Center, Abuja. There will be 2 sessions between 12 and 2 p.m. for the first, while the second session holds between 3 and 5 p.m. 13 presidential candidates, including the incumbent, are taking part in the debate. President Goodluck Jonathan joined other family members at Akikpela community in Ogbia local government area of Bayelsa State to pay his last respects to his late aunt, Madam Susan Ogoli, who died at the age of 108 years. State House correspondent Shegun Lawole reports.
Mama Eunice, accompanied by the First Lady Dame Patience, the president had on arrival visited his mother's family compound at Akipelai community to commiserate with the bereaved sisters, among whom is his mother, Eunice. The president and Other eminent sons and daughters of Bayelsa, including Governor Siraki Dixon and his wife, paid the last respect to the departed Madam Susan Oigole, while the family members and relations continued with the funeral ceremony of the great woman the president took as his maternal grandmother. President Goodluck Jonathan has since returned to Abuja. In the State House, Shagulawole, NTA News.
Network News returns after this break. Don't go away.
The barrel of a gun and divisive persecution does not work. It didn't work for Buhari 31 years ago and will not work today. Goodluck Jonathan believes stealing is a cancer to Nigeria that must be wiped out. That is why he says we should not glamorize it with a big word like corruption. We must call it what it is. Stealing. Ule. Barawo. He believes the only lasting solution to corruption is to fight the cause as well as the effect through social revolution and judicial accountability. He has eliminated corruption in agriculture, and under his presidency, over 126 cases have been prosecuted and convicted involving stealing. Vote Goodluck Ebele Jonathan for a long-lasting solutions to corruption. A message from Truth Never Dies.
True talk, empty and don't give us hella legends. Call your own first 11 anytime for happy price. Too much kulele inside new MTN. True talk, call 11 people at happy price. Dial star 560 star 1 star and the number sharp for ya. Oh, we better jolly. True talk, 11 go to 11 special people. And to register this person, it is very simple. Sharp, sharp. Now you go talk. You go yande go. Plenty kulele inside new MTN. True talk.
Enjoy extra long calls at half price to 11 numbers on all networks with the new MTN True Talk. Dial star 560 star 1 star the number to register and hash.
That's not True Talk.
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Want your bathroom to dazzle? Give your toilet the Hypo treatment to brighten and also kill germs so your bathroom stays disinfected and squeaky clean.
The Coordinating Minister for Economy and Honorable Minister of Finance invites stakeholders and partners to the official launch of the Development Bank of Nigeria by His Excellency President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR. Date, Monday, March 23rd, 2015. Venue, State House Conference Center, Banquet Hall. Time, 9:30 a.m. Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Finance. Announcer.
Any tribe that rules has solid rules.
Rule number 1, friends stay close. Friends in the tribe, stay closer. Feel me?
Rule number 2, in the tribe, you always know what's up with Facebook, WhatsApp, BB, and Twitter. Guess what? It's free.
Rule number 3, there are no rules with SMS. It's endless. Yes, boss.
Rule number 4, enjoy very long conversations with a special someone.
Enjoy endless connections to your friends in Airtel Tribe with free calls, free WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, and BBM. You also enjoy up to 200% bonus on your recharges to call all networks. Migrate now by dialing star 312 hash and start a live endless connections. Airtel Tribe.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. There's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Popular candidate I have seen who is loved by all people, by all shades of interest groups.
No competition, you don't get to part two. For continuity of good governance, and who will say,
Vote Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan for President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Right Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi for Governor, Enugu State.
PDP is the answer.
PDP, power to the people.
Some say it's a sharp pain. Some might even say it's a shocking pain. And it's usually caused by hot, cold drinks. It definitely affects the quality of life. The treatment for tooth sensitivity can be very simple. Brushing with Sensodyne twice daily will give you long-lasting protection from tooth sensitivity. Sensodyne works inside the tooth and it soothes the nerve, and then the patient will have a relief of their pain. Sensodyne can be used every day. You don't have to use another toothpaste. For me to have a toothpaste that solves that problem so simply is what I like about Sensodyne.
Nigerians, accreditation commences at exactly 8 a.m. Verify your correct polling unit with the APO3. Card verification via card reader with APO1. Identity confirmation with the APO2. Receive tag and ink finger. Voting proper start at exactly 1 p.m. Join the queue. Collect ballot paper from APO2. Thumbprint on selected candidate in secret within lines. Fold paper in vertical form and meet APO1 to cast your vote. Leave the voting area or wait peacefully for results. Don't forget, 28th March is for presidential, Senate and House of Representatives, while 11th April is for governorship and House of Assembly. Do the right thing. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, funded by the European Union through UNDP DGD2.
Thanks for staying with us. A town hall meeting for different support groups and associations was convened in Sokoto to galvanize support for the re-election of President Jonathan. Bala Abubakar has details.
At the meeting included politicians, associations under the platform of PDP as well as civil society organizations drew from across the 23 local government areas of the state. Declaring the meeting open, PDP leader and Sokoto State Deputy Governor Muktari Shehu Shagari enumerated some of the assistance given to the people of the state under President Goodluck Jonathan-led administration. They include, among others, 1 billion naira to 2010 flood victims, 250 million naira to fire victims at Sokoto Kara Market, and the ongoing multi-million naira rehabilitation work of Sokoto Jiga Road.
And believes that Nigeria is a country and it's a diverse country, and it needs somebody who understands that diversity. And Goodluck Jonathan is the man of the moment, and by the grace of God, Nigerians will return him to power.
Speaking at the occasion, coordinator Goodluck Jonathan Support Group, Sokoto State Chapter Bello Abdullahi, urged the people to vote President Goodluck Jonathan, as his return for the second term will guarantee national cohesion and unity. Professor Malemi Umar Tambol, Faculty of Education, Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, was optimistic that with President Jonathan, the country will continue to remain one indivisible entity. Guests were entertained by a house musician who sang a song in praise of Mr. President.
Long life, good luck, Jonathan in Nigeria. Long life, good luck, Jonathan in Nigeria.
In Sokoto, Bala Abubakar, NTA News.
And more pro-Jonathan groups have reaffirmed their commitment to drum support for the re-election of President Jonathan in the 2015 polls. The groups made this known when they visited former Federal Commissioner of Information, Chief Edwin Clark, in Abuja. Nnamdi Odipo reports.
Groups to the elder statesman and ardent supporter of President Goodluck Jonathan, Chief Edwin Clark, has become increasingly more intense as the elections draw closer. This group identified themselves as the Youth Enlightenment Solution and Empowerment Organization and say they stand solidly behind the president's bid for re-election.
If you want to survive as proud Nigerians, vote for President Jonathan. Then we live in peace, have your freedom. Nobody will oppress you.
Another group, which called on the statesman, the National Association of UWIN awardees, pointed out the president's achievements in uplifting the lives and well-being of the Nigerian youth.
We decided, to give our support to this man that has made us wonderful entrepreneurs, because amidst us, we have the Dangotes of tomorrow.
Some people say they want to change. Change from what? Change from this beautiful idea to darkness?
Some more groups also visited the residence of Chief Edwin Clark, partly to pay their respect, but mostly to commit to supporting President Goodluck Jonathan's campaign for his second term in office. In Abuja, Nnamdi Odigbo, NTA News.
Hearing in the case instituted by 4 political parties to stop the use of card readers in next week's election has been adjourned indefinitely. This follows a stay of proceedings filed by the defendants after a ruling by the court. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okeowo has more on this and other happenings in the court.
4 political parties had gone to court asking the court to stop INEC from the use of the card reader machine in this year's general election. The APC asked to be joined as defendants in the matter. The court agreed, but then abridged the time by which the party will file all its responses. But the APC thought that was not right and went on appeal, and in addition, filed a stay of proceedings for its appeal to be determined. So, at the hearing on Friday, Justice Adeni Ademola had to adjourn indefinitely. Meanwhile, following the court order on the Borno PDP governorship candidacy, Mohammed Imam has asked for a stay of execution of the court order pending the determination of the appeal he lodged at the Court of Appeal. While calling for calm within the PDP fold in Borno State, Mohammed Imam said he is confident that the Court of Appeal will overturn the Federal High Court's position, and more pre-primary cases have continued to be determined by the court. The latest is the APC Enugu West senatorial seat, which the court now says should be contested by Philip Eze as the candidate.
He's the winner from the primaries from the Enugu West senatorial district, and another person's name was wrongly sent to INEC via the state level. So we challenged something in court.
In Abuja, Femi Okeowo, NTA News.
Meantime, the Inspector General of Police, Suleiman Abba, has reaffirmed the readiness of the Nigeria Police towards safe, secure and hitch-free polls come March 28th and April 11th, 2015 general elections. In a statement signed by the Force Public Relations Officer, Emmanuel Ojukwu, the IGP cautioned those planning to cause trouble or confusion on election day or after the general election to desist from such, as the law will take its full course. While calling on political stakeholders not to embark on any act that can impact negatively on public peace, he also advised the public not to relent in collaborating with the police in fishing out criminals and report any suspicious movement. And in a bid to effectively combat this growing scourge of pipeline sabotage across the country, the Niger Delta oil-producing communities' youth leaders have appealed to the federal government to review the pipeline surveillance contract in order to include the host communities. National Security Advisor of the association, Sultan Zimugan, at a press briefing, says the objective of the contract to engage host communities has been defeated by allowing some ex-militant leaders to hijack the contracts, leaving the youths of those communities jobless.
We want to unequivocally state that the hijacking of the contract have created serious tension in Niger Delta, as some ex-militants have neglected youths in the oil-producing communities that ought to be the security personnel for the oil pipelines.
What I am appealing to the government, to Mr. President, to everybody in this country is that it's better we engage the oil-producing community youth leaders.
And with the recent reduction in electricity tariff by the federal government, the Nigerian Bulk Trading Agency says it is prepared to help consumers enjoy constant power supply. The managing director of the agency, Rumundaka Wonodi, explained this at their first quarterly media chat on how the Nigerian bulk electricity trading is meeting its mandate. Correspondent Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
Governance oversight to the company in line with global best practices. The MD said since incorporation, they have been working towards playing their role in the market.
Just recently, the regulator announced the beginning of what we call the transitional electricity market, where all these contracts that we've signed with generation companies and distribution companies will become live. So going forward now, you will see us participating in the market, buying that power and paying the generation companies, and then of course selling that power to distribution companies. So
top of the vehicle is the level of response they have received from distribution companies. Vandalism on gas pipeline is one of their major challenges.
We have about 8 of the distribution companies that have posted their LCs, which shows that they are very comfortable and confident that this market can take off the way it was designed to be. The challenge is that nobody has actually operated this market according to contracts. But in the last 2 months, our contract management team has been working with the regulator and other stakeholders in the market.
Incorporated in 2010, the bulk trader carries out, under license from Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, the bulk purchase and resale of electricity power and auxiliary services. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NTA News.
We now join Vera in our Lagos Network Center for more reports from there.
Thank you, Sarah. Good to see you. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. 3 cars built by the undergraduate students of universities of Lagos, Benin, and Ahmadu Bello have undergone test drive. The exercise, which took place at the mini campus stadium in Lagos, attracted many curious observers. Famous Obetera reports that the cars were for the Shell Eco Marathon Europe 2015.
From these 3 universities, we are so excited about the fact that they have been able to come up with different models of cars that could help in building a stronger automobile industry in Nigeria, called on the federal government to invest and create the enabling environment that will make them excel in the business of manufacturing cars.
We need the government to set up an environment for something like an industrial environment, industrial facility to be precise, that will enable us to practicalize everything we've learned so far, so that we can take these things to the height that we want to take it to. Because
we feel accomplished, because at first we thought that building cars was some impossible task that couldn't be done, but we've actually seen that it's very simple, something we can do with a good team of people around you.
Some companies who have indicated interest in making sure that the engineering talent of these students are well maximized also comment.
This particular event was called for, where each of the schools will come with the vehicles they have been developing and working on, and we will assess them on the known technical criteria to which the vehicles must conform.
They maintain that if the students are given the enabling environment, Nigeria will, in the nearest future, be one of the highest producers of automobile cars in the world, according to the vision of this present administration. In Lagos, Thomas Obetere, NTA News.
Unilever Nigeria PLC has reiterated its commitment to championing the cause of safe and sound oral health care services in the country. This was demonstrated at a program in Lagos to mark the World Oral Health Day. It was organized by Unilever in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Nigerian Dental Association. Musa Tolet has details.
More than 1,500 pupils drawn from various schools in Lagos State participated in the oral health sensitization program organized by Pepsodent officials.
We are therefore committed to ensure oral health in Nigeria
and seek to create a situation where every Nigerian, both female, male, adult, and child.
Very basic information. Brush twice daily. That is, brushing after our morning meal and last before we go to bed at night.
The event, with the theme Smile for Life, featured educative talks on best practices in oral hygiene, including the benefits of using toothpaste with fluoride. The need to change toothbrush after 3 months was also emphasized.
We hope to reach 1 million students with the brush night and day message. And by 2020 in Nigeria, we will reach 10 million children.
High point of the Oral Health Day was the unveiling of super dentist cartoon characters expected to spread Pepsodent's message of oral hygiene in its schools campaign.
The goal of the National Oral Health Policy is to achieve minimum oral health for at least 50% of Nigerians.
In Lagos, Musa Toliad, NTA News.
Nigerians have appealed to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to address the various challenges associated with the use of the automated teller machine, ATM. Amechi Paz has details on our business news segment. Over to you, Amechi.
Hello and welcome to Business News. The introduction of the automated teller machine, ATM, in the country was part of facilities to ensure the smooth implementation of the cashless policy. However, a number of complaints have continued to trail the operations of the ATM in Nigeria. NTA Business News in this report examines some of these problems and how the Central Bank of Nigeria is addressing them. The automated teller machine, ATM, no doubt provide bank customers access to funds anytime and anywhere. This service has helped customers who use the debit card to meet their financial needs. However, the operation of ATM has not been without some challenges. This range from poor network, retraction of debit cards by the ATM, and policies by the regulator, the Central Bank of Nigeria, on the use of the ATM.
I was debited, but I never got any money.
You will not collect the money, your card will be stored inside, they will be debited.
Some bank customers have expressed dissatisfaction with the CBN's directive to commercial banks to destroy a debit card stock in the ATM. The argument is that when a debit card is retracted by the machine and a customer is meant to secure another one, the cost of doing that, according to them, is not in the best interest of the customer. Apart from poor network, some customers allege that some banks charge 65 naira when an individual makes withdrawal from a bank's ATM different from the one his or her account is domiciled at the first withdrawal, as against the fourth approved by the Apex Bank.
They retract your card maybe on a Saturday evening. You have Sunday to go. You probably Monday when you get to the bank, they tell you to go and request for another ATM. The wahala might be too much.
Both first and whichever one you do.
How much is it?
It's 65 naira.
A financial analyst provides some clarifications on the CBN's policy.
Anybody who uses any other bank's ATM other than the bank where his account is domiciled for more than 3 times withdrawal in a month will be charged for subsequent withdrawals using other banks' ATMs.
And that's business news. Thanks for watching. The news continues shortly. Good evening.
Here is a misconception of the well-off and successful.
We actually absolutely love to be pampered.
Chocolate in the hotel room. Love it. Champagne on a first-class flight. Love it. Gift baskets, coupons, and all that great stuff. Love it, love it, love it.
So when they tell us that with a Glow postpaid plan, you get a Glow high-speed internet data bundle,
Flexible minutes to call any network locally or international destinations at any time of the day, and free SMS. What did you really think we were going to say? Yes, please.
Get exceptional deals with new Glow postpaid smart plans for smart people. Call 080-500-2200 or contact your Glow World manager or any Glow World outlet for details. Go ahead. Glow Unlimited.
It takes a great mind with deep and creative insight to attract investments worth $4 billion to the agricultural sector through strategic reforms. It takes a great mind with great depth of focus to reduce Nigeria's food import bill from well over 1 trillion naira to less than 700 billion naira. Indeed, it takes a great mind with verve and vision to raise the production of rice in the northern states to well over 1 million metric tons in 2013 and an additional 7 million metric tons of paddy rice to national production. It takes a good luck, Ebele Jonathan.
Good people of Nigeria, during the general elections, accreditation of voters will take place in all polling units from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Card readers will be used to verify the permanent voter's card presented by each voter. Names of voters who pass the verification by the card reader will be checked in the voters register and duly accredited. Voting will commence at 1:30 p.m. till the last person on the queue has voted. Do not come to the polling unit with another person's voter's card. Keep away from the polling unit if you do not have a permanent voter's card. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission,
supported by the European Union through the UNDP Democratic Governance for Development DGD2 project. I'm making your vote count, consolidating our democracy.
Give your life a soundtrack. With caller ringback tunes from Glow, you can choose what your callers listen to before you answer. Get your caller ringback tunes today by simply texting tune code to 7728 and give your life a soundtrack. Caller ringback tunes from Glow.
The Directorate of State Security has called on the National Association of Road Transport Owners to continue the lifting of petroleum products without the fear of any violence or harassment. In a statement by the Deputy Director Public Relations, Marilyn Oga, the service said it had observed the buildup of petrol queues, which investigations show was because trucks which were supposed to lift petroleum products from the south were reluctant to do so in the fear of being caught up in election violence, similar to the 2011 case. The Directorate of State Security therefore called on all Nigerians, particularly NATO, to be assured of their security, since the Chief of Army Staff, the Inspector General of Police, and the Director General DSS had mobilized their services for the nation's security, particularly during the elections. In another development, Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State has assured the people of the state of his commitment to make Anambra the most desired investment destination in the country. He said this during the grand ceremony at the Alex Ekweme Square to commemorate his 1 year in office. Ekene Ndulue was there.
Kicked off with an interdenominational service with the Southeast Chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, Archbishop David Ebelechukwu, presenting the homily. While praying for God's protection on the governor, the bishop advised him to be courageous in his efforts to restore Anambra State to its pride of place. Presenting his scorecard to guests at the occasion, the governor stated that the state has attracted about $2 billion worth of investments in the past 12 months. He added that the state government has also increased its IGR from 500 million naira to 1.1 billion naira in the past 1 year. Governor Obiano also promised to fully develop the oil and gas sector by 2018 with a view to making Anambra the 10th oil-producing state in Nigeria.
We have kept faith with our campaign promise to continue, to complete, and to commission all the projects I inherited from my predecessor. And above all, we have returned Anambra State to the global investment map.
The wife of the governor, Mrs. Ebele Obiano, used the opportunity to distribute empowerment items to women who were trained on various skills under her Caring Family Empowerment Initiative. The event reached a climax with a musical performance by the Anambra State-born music icon, Flavour Nabania. Expectations are high that the improved security situation under the present administration will create more investment opportunities in the state. In Oka, Ekene Ndulwe, NTA News.
And talking education, with more than 80% success rate recorded in the 2015 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination through the computer-based test, Education Minister Malam Ibrahim Shekarau says Nigeria is indeed catching up with global best practices. Franca Uzoma Olua reports that the minister stated this while monitoring the UTME in Abuja.
Nigeria is said to be the first country in Africa to introduce test mode of examination. The series of incomplete results and checks examination. At the CHAMS CBT Center, the minister was impressed with the conduct of candidates, especially the ability of make provisions for the visually impaired.
They amazed everyone.
Reduce the pace of the reading. For Go CBT Center, the minister inspected the server room. And then the 50 capacity examination hall.
This is a challenge to other examination bodies, even to smaller, even internal examinations. We are gradually moving towards that. You know, even in offices, we are trying to files, use of papers.
Professor of Femi Odekunle also monitored the examination.
And we are always worried about criminality and as reduced to a minimum any possibility of exam malpractice.
You know, even in offices, we are trying to minimize the use of files, use of papers.
Professor of Criminology Femi Odekunle also monitored the examination.
I'm a criminologist, and we are always worried about criminality and indiscipline. But this system has reduced to the barest minimum any possibility of exam malpractice.
JAM Registrar Professor Debo Jerinde says with the results released so far, performance of candidates is impressive.
I don't know the miracle that is happening to our children. They are better off in computer-based tests than in paper-based. Even last year, it was demonstrated transparently.
The 2015 UTME is expected to end on Saturday. In Abuja, Franca Uzoma Olua, NTA News.
Government ministries, agencies, parastatals, and individuals in Nigeria have been called upon to abide by the Stamp Duties Act. The Kaduna area manager of the Nigerian Postal Service, Yakubu Muhammad Mahuta, made the call in Kaduna while acknowledging the continued patronage of the National Teachers Institute of NIPOST Services. Abdul Malik Adio reports.
The Nigerian Postal Service team says NTI's work with many teachers demand a constant need to reach out to a large number of people. Yakubu Mohammed Mahuta introduced the NIPOST bulk mail and cargo holding to the institute. The Kaduna area postal manager also appreciated the NTI for providing the platform for some of the postal services workers to attend its programs, adding that they have been upgraded to level 7 in the federal civil service.
They send cost materials around. They can give us because of our spread. We deliver them. Cargo is where we can evacuate the entire household. People are moving from one place to another. They don't need to go to garage hire them. The post has expanded.
The NTI boss said the Federal Inland Revenue Service has commended the institute for adhering to the provision of Stamp Duties Act. He also called on NIPOST to encourage its staff to enroll in the institute's program.
Now ask them to now forward to us those areas in which they expanded, so that we see how best we can also continue to partner and collaborate with them, and then we want to ensure the service that to see how best we can continue to improve the collaboration as we did previously.
The two agencies agreed to strengthen their current working relationship. Abdulmalik Adio, NTA News.
In other news, the Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria, TAN, is giving hope to internally displaced persons in the Northeast and others in need of care in other states. Director of Operations TAN, Benchuks Nwosu, says caregiving to the needy is part of the organization's mandate, apart from active participation in political advocacy in Nigeria.
Of Nigeria TAN, in their bid to consistently put smiles on the faces of the less privileged in the society, took their goodies train to orphanages in Kano State. The TAN humanitarian team, led by the association's Director of Operations, Benchuks Nwosu, expressed the group's preparedness to always find means of alleviating the suffering of the less privileged.
Like him? Yes! What is his name? What is his name? Do you like good luck? Yes! Okay, clap for Mr. President.
The group also visited the internally displaced persons center, Sabongeri, Kano, where they were received with wide excitement.
I'm going with my own rights now. Okay. And we pray for good luck to be our next president in Jesus' name.
Frankly speaking, today I'm very happy seeing many Nigerians smiling home. More especially the security assurance he gives to us here.
In Gombe State, widows of security personnel who lost their lives while on national duty, along with some paramilitary organizations, received various packages from TAN. While at the military barracks in Bauchi, widows of the fallen heroes noted that TAN's goodwill to them expresses Nigerians' appreciation of the outstanding contribution of the military and other security agencies to the stability of the nation.
It may not be enough. It will not replace your husband. But it will show you that Mr. President and his wife care for you.
Thanking individuals who are accommodating victims of insurgency in Bauchi, the group appealed for more assistance to internally displaced persons seeking refuge in parts of the country.
A special prayer towards a peaceful 2015 general elections has been offered in Abuja. The prayer was led by Sheikh Ahmed Onilewura at the National Mosque, Abuja. Correspondent Musa Musa has details.
The special prayer, which seeks Allah's guidance for a peaceful and credible elections, also enjoins all Muslims and other faithful in the country to continue to pray for a successful elections. Sheikh Ahmed Onilewura calls on all faithful to remain peaceful before, during and after the elections.
Ours is to pray. And it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant the prayer, to accept. And we know, because I did it wholeheartedly, and I believe in my heart that He has accepted our prayer, that bi kudratillah, that the election will go peacefully. There'll be no chaos, there'll be no vandalism, there'll be no problem, there'll be no burning houses, there'll be no problems here and there by the grace of Allah.
And on election day, they should go out peacefully and cast their vote, go home and pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect our country.
People should be orderly in their lines, be patient enough to be accredited, and ensure that they fulfill their civic responsibility. It's a privilege.
The Sheikh emphasized on the importance of peaceful coexistence among all peoples and faith, hence the need to work together for a united and peaceful country. Musa Musa, NTA News.
Mentoring leadership is a necessary recipe which can inculcate natural values in citizens and create national guidance for a better society. Presidential Advisor on Ethics and Values, Sarah Jibril, and an erudite scholar, Professor Femi Odekunle, said this on NTA Current Affairs Network program, Moment for Thought.
It's an issue of behavior modification. The nation shall abolish all forms of corruption and abuse of power.
If you are asking people to be honest, to be transparent, to manifest integrity, and the basic material conditions in which they are existing do not support that, it amounts to sermonization.
Moment for Thought will be broadcast tonight at 11 p.m. We now take another break, after which more reports will be brought to you.
Not sacrifice the life of Nigerians. Nobody's ambition is to wash the blood of any Nigerian.
Don't shed no blood for me. Don't kill no one for me. Don't fight no one for me. Let my work speak for me. Nigeria is bigger than any man. It's bigger than any party. Don't kill for anyone. Nobody's ambition is worth the blood of a Nigerian. If we kill ourselves, we'll have no nation to call our own. Don't shed no blood for me. Don't kill no one for me. Don't fight no one for me. Just pick your card and vote for me.
God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
During the 2015 general election, slated for 28th March and 11th April 2015, thousands of Nigerians will serve as election officials. These include youth corps members who will be serving as presiding and assistant presiding officers. Other Nigerians will work as collation officers and returning officers. In addition, many officials of INEC will be in the field supervising elections and providing backup support. Fellow Nigerians, it is our collective duty to protect election officials before, during, and after elections. We should not allow anyone attack electoral officials. No election official should be injured or made to lose his or her life. Our young youth corps members participating must be protected wherever they're serving. We also wish to make it abundantly clear that security agencies will be present and ready to deal with anybody or group of persons with attempt to foment trouble or compromise the safety and well-being of its officials. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission,
supported by the European Union through the UNDP Democratic Governance for Development Project.
INEC, making your vote count, consolidating our democracy.
Chioma, I bet you can touch your nose with your thumb. A nose? It's the same with your toilet. There are many places in your toilet that detergents cannot clean. That is why the new Harpic 5 times Complete gives you 5 times better cleaning than detergent from the rim all the way to the U-bend, making your toilet completely clean. With Harpic 5 times Complete, you will definitely reach all the hard-to-clean places in your toilet.
Harpic Power Plus. Buy now for only 350 Naira.
I have decided so I can go to school without fear.
I have decided because I'm tired of hearing there are no jobs. I have decided because I no longer want to be ashamed of the color of my passport.
We have decided because we want fairness and justice.
As in Nigeria, we go. Come on, I'm waiting.
We have decided because we lost our brother in a car crash on bad roads.
A ti pinnu nítorí pé a fẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ wa àti àwọn ọmọ wa gbé ìgbé ayé tí ó dára.
Yanzu mun gaji da roƙon gwamnati su ba mu abin da ya kamata ya zama namu.
We have decided to vote for change.
Vote for Buhari and Osinbajo. Vote APC.
Now you can save even more with Ariel's brilliant stain removal. Just by buying its bigger, better 90-gram economy sachet. You get more value with Ariel 90 grams by saving a whopping 25 Naira. Start saving now. Ariel, Nigeria's best stain removal in one wash.
2011. Pastor Tunde Bakare, then VP candidate to General Muhammadu Buhari of the then CPC, was coerced into doing the unthinkable.
Illegal. Are you saying they were willing to allow your name to go forward in the polls, and then they expected that once you'd won the elections, you would resign as vice president.
That was what they were asking for. But I was not ready to commit perjury to sign an office I had not occupied.
Now, 2015, yet another pastor. Do we have another scenario?
We brought Buhari not because Bola Tinubu is not interested in being the president. I'm capable, competent, qualified, younger, and richer.
But those of you who want to vote Buhari, it's better to be sure than to regret. Do the right thing.
My father has always taught me the importance of hard work. He says with Shell's help, he has been given the chance he needs. And that gives me the chance I need.
Shell supports local businesses and entrepreneurs, helping them to thrive and expand. Shell, let's go.
From north to south.
Undeterred by the enormous national challenges inherited since inception, the PDP government has worked compassionately to put Nigeria in the League of Nations. From a pariah nation to a nation of international repute substantiated by the influx of global investors into Nigeria, the decay in national infrastructure is receiving the much-needed attention it deserves. The trains are back on tracks after years of comatose. The second Niger bridge proposed decades ago is now in progress. Agri sector is being revamped. The hitherto stunted economy is now #1 in Africa. Understandably, we are not yet where we deserve. Yes, but we are making significant progress. Surely we are getting there.
Vote Goodluck Jonathan for president. Goodluck Sambo. Transform Nigeria.
This message is brought to you by Continuity Advocates.
Thanks for staying with NTA Network News. Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Mohammed Musa Sada, has urged foreign investors in the country to key into the sector's roadmap of developing the nation's economy. The minister stated this during a working visit to one of the mining companies as part of efforts to regulate mining operations in Abuja. Correspondent Rotimi Oluwagbemi's report is presented.
According to the minister, the visit is in line with President Jonathan's transformation agenda to develop the mining sector. Mohammed Sada stressed the need to explore the enormous resources in the sector to create job opportunities in the country. He enjoined stakeholders to design a training program for more Nigerians in the mining sector.
Go to the Federal Inland Revenue Service and see what the taxes paid by mining companies in Nigeria. That's where you understand the real contribution that the sector is doing. And we intend to continue to do this so that these tax receipts will continue to grow. For a company like this to be employing over 1,500 Nigerians is an achievement. And if we can work with them to improve on it, to double on that, then we are towards actually solving our problem.
Earlier, Vincent Wanhu, one of the stakeholders, said the company is planning to set up more processing factory with daily processing capacity of 3,000 to 5,000 metric tons of low-quality ore.
Once we set up here, firstly, we directly create job opportunities. You know, we can also drive the other industries, just like the fuel. Right? So a lot of people, they will come to join the supporting industry of this chain. I think there are thousands of job opportunities will be created.
And the police management team, in collaboration with the European Union, has commenced a roundtable meeting for improving professionalism and integrity in the police. The meeting is to support anti-corruption in Nigeria project, one of the 3 European Union-funded projects under its 10th European Development Fund. Bonaventure Nwodo has the details.
The roundtable meeting is presided over by DIG Dan Azumidoma, second in command to the Inspector General of Police, with DIGs and AIGs in attendance. The police is the lead agency out of 14 others identified for fighting corruption in Nigeria, like in most places in the world, because of its nationwide reach, accessibility to most people, and many cases of corruption reported to the police from the public.
It has to do with corruption. And all over the world, this has been the in thing. Corruption in all human endeavors. Whatever people are doing, some aspect of corruption is brought into it.
The United Nations Office on Drug and Crime is the implementing agency.
The persons who are most in contact with the general public are the police officers at the lower levels, let's say sergeants at the lower ranks below the sergeants. So we need to focus on those because they are the ones who form impressions in the minds of the public.
The European Union says the meeting is also seeking the support of police management to facilitate and fast-track the training across board in Nigeria. It was in 2012 that Nigeria and the European Union signed a financing agreement in which the European Union agreed to fund the project. In Abuja, Bonaventure Nwodo, NTA News.
The new leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress, led by Comrade Ayuba Wabba, has been advised to put personal interest aside and work for the common good of Nigerian workers. The NLC was advised when they visited the Minister of Labour, Senator Joel Danlami Ikenya, and the Director General of the Department of State Services. Correspondent Emmanuel Ayimiro tells us more.
While assuring the NLC of a cordial relationship, the Minister of Labour, Joel Danlami Ikenya, said government is looking forward to a better NLC that will have the interests of all workers at heart and contributing to the development of the nation.
To assure you that we are going to work together for the progress of our country.
To partner with you to see how we can be able to work together to create employment opportunities that can be able to stimulate production in our economy. This is the only way we can then say that we're independent and we can be developing.
Concerning the controversy rocking the just concluded NLC election, the minister said he would not dabble into it.
Therefore, we will not run into controversy because that is internal. The ministry is not part of it. Whatever you will sort of set out later, there's a process. I know that all of you know the process.
The NLC also visited the Director General of the Department of State Services, Mr. Ekpeyon Ita, who enjoined NLC to work with government to promote peace across the country.
To have their members all over the country, we want you to partner with us, partner with governments to fight this terrorism and insurgency and other crimes.
Comrade Waba pledged to work with government to move the nation forward. In Abuja, Emmanuel Ayimiro, NTA News.
Concerned by the negative impact that lack of safe water and sanitation has on the health of children in developing communities, WaterAid Nigeria has launched a new 4-year Healthy Start campaign in Abuja. The launch is part of activities commemorating the 2015 World Water Day. Joy Uzo reports.
Children. Stakeholders say recent reports shows that 1 in 5 deaths of newborn babies in the developing world are caused by infections strongly linked to dirty water and unhygienic conditions, even in healthcare facilities. The Healthy Start campaign by WaterAid Nigeria seeks to curb these menace, which denoted Nigeria is not exempted from.
100,000 children under the age of 5 die of diarrhea in Nigeria every year as a result of the nation's poor levels of access to water and sanitation. Our children don't have to die like this. We can and must do something about it. The global theme for World Water Day this year is water and sustainable development.
The ultimate implication of availability of clean water is on health. In the past few years, the new health facilities that we build are attached with boreholes, and so water is made available.
The campaign, which is part of activities to mark the 2015 World Water Day, organizers hope will help give credence to their concern that the health sector joins with the water and sanitation sector in delivering water, sanitation and hygiene for all by 2030. This, they say, is an essential requirement for increasing the number of children who have healthy childhoods, better prospects for healthy lives, and for leaving poverty behind. In Abuja, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
Minister of Defense Lieutenant General Aliyu Gusau has commissioned 110 naval cadet officers under the Direct Short Service Course 22 at the Nigerian Naval College, Onne. Emmanuel Lene reports.
Minister of Defense Lieutenant General Aliyu Gusau, retired, commended the officers on the successful completion of the 9-month program. He reiterated the commitment of government to provide appropriate training facilities to enhance quality of graduates, represented by the Chief of Defense Staff, Air Chief Marshal Alex Bade. The minister urged them to continuously project high ethical standards while practicalizing the knowledge acquired on internal security systems.
In the service, discipline and diligence should be your watchwords. You must exhibit total and unflinching loyalty to the service and to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In the larger society, you should relate well with your colleagues in arms and civilians alike. Above all, you must not allow yourself to be used mischievously by anybody for any unscrupulous or political gains.
High point of the event was the graduation parade and presentation of awards to outstanding officers in various aspects of training. The graduates were administered with the oath of allegiance. The Direct Short Service Commission Course 22 graduation is coming 20 years after the last one held on the Nigerian Naval College Onne ground. In Onne, Rivers State, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
Global tidbits and sports after this timeout.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working in line with the transformation agenda of the President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, introduction of cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
I'm particularly impressed with the introduction of mobile authentication service, which makes it very easy for the ordinary people themselves to be able to identify drugs that are fake.
And I urge all Nigerians, irrespective of wherever they are, to key into it.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Regrettable that there are persons who still believe that we cannot undertake any collective tax in our country without the hindrance of ethnic rivalry, even after 100 years of nationhood. This conference gives us an opportunity to prove such persons wrong, and I believe it will.
He dared many. He did what everybody thought was impossible.
The caliber and eminent status of the delegates attest to the importance which Nigerians attach to this enterprise.
One of his most outstanding achievements is the convocation of the National Conference, where all ethnic nationalities came together and agreed on the future of Nigeria. Goodluck Jonathan is the only president that had the courage to do so. Let's give him another chance to implement the resolutions of the conference for our new Nigeria. Vote PDP. Vote Goodluck Sambo 2015.
This message is brought to you by Continuity Advocates.
terrorizing Nigerians since before Goodluck Jonathan's presidency. Thousands of innocent lives lost and billions of naira in properties destroyed. Buhari claims he can stop them within a few weeks.
He is a member of the Council of State of the nation.
In all these years of Boko Haram's brutality, he has not offered one suggestion to the Security Council or to Nigerians on how to stop them.
Boko Haram, within a few minutes, would be a thing of the past.
If he knows how to stop Boko Haram, why hasn't he already done so? Must you be president before you help your own country? Buhari, where is your love for Nigeria? If we can't trust you to put Nigeria first, how can we trust you with Nigeria?
Reports just reaching us says suspected armed robbers have attacked the team of media men attached to the Minister of Works who are on an inspection of roads projects in the northwest around Makarfi in Kaduna State. The robbers went away with the bus, all the working tools, and their belongings. Ebola-proof tablet device developed for medical personnel treating Ebola patients, and United Kingdom, Northern Europe witnessed solar eclipse, which has occurred 10 times in the 21st century. For details on these and more, let's join Chimdima Ndubisi on Global Tidbits.
Technology volunteers and Google have designed an Ebola-proof tablet device for health workers caring for Ebola patients. The tablet could be soaked in chlorine and operated wearing gloves. The devices are being used presently in Sierra Leone to isolate Ebola virus victims, while government has ordered about 2.5 million people to stay indoors for risk of spreading the virus. On the latest on National Museum siege in Tunisia a few days ago, the government has arrested 9 people in connection with the hostage situation, which led to the death of 23 people. Soldiers have also been deployed to key cities in the country. Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack. In another development, 2 suicide bombers have killed at least 24 people in 2 mosques in Yemen's capital. On Ukraine's crisis, the European Union has refused to lift sanctions placed on Russia. Rather, the sanctions were extended until a peace deal takes effect in Ukraine. Russia has been accused of encouraging the crisis in the country. That's Global Tidbits. Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
And talking sports, weekend of wits for some Nigerian national football teams as UEFA Champions League and Europa League quarter-final pairings are drawn in Nyon, Switzerland. Ayodeji Makinde has more on Sports Update.
This weekend holds a lot in store for some Nigerian national football teams. The Flying Eagles seek a record 7th Africa Youth Championship title when they file out against host Senegal in this edition's decider on Sunday. Ghana and Mali will do battle in the 3rd-place match. Similarly, coach Samson Siasia's Dream Team 6 are set to take on their Zambian counterparts at the Abuja National Stadium Sunday in the first leg 2nd round of the 2015 All-Africa Games qualifiers.
I think these boys will do us proud on Sunday. We just need to make sure they play to instruction.
And in Bamako, the Super Falcons will aim for a smooth run as they battle Mali in the first leg final round All-Africa Games qualifiers on Sunday.
The victory is ours, both home and away. I don't have doubt about it.
The Glow Nigeria Professional Football League enters week 3 this weekend with FC Taraba set to welcome Lobby Stars as El Kanemi meets Abia in the Battle of Warriors. Kano Pillars will not honor their engagement with 3SC as the Nigerian champions are involved in a rescheduled continental football fixture against Maghreb Tetouan in Morocco. It will be a Madrid derby as defending champions Real face Atletico in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League following the draws in Nyon, Switzerland on Friday. Bayern Munich lock horns with FC Porto while Paris Saint-Germain meets Barcelona in the fixtures, which first legs will be decided April the 14th and the 15th. Meanwhile, the draws for Europa League quarterfinals in Nyon show that holders Sevilla will face the test of Zenit St. Petersburg as German side Wolfsburg take on Napoli. With Sports Update, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
The death has occurred of an educationist and community leader, Chief Emmanuel Oshunkunle, aged 86. Chief Oshunkunle retired as principal of several schools in Ibadan, Oyo State in 1977. A statement by Banji Oshunkunle, Chairman Burial Committee, indicates that his remains will be laid to rest on April 7th. And finally, be safety conscious and dial these emergency numbers in case of security breach, courtesy National Security Advisor.
The Office of the National Security Advisor says for all cases of suspected insecurity, please call or SMS the following numbers: 070-5727-4630, 070-5727-4632, 070-5727-4633, 070-5727-4634, 090-9622-3788, 090-9622-3816, 096-303517, 096-303520, 096-303522, 096-303523, 096-303525.
That's Network News. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Electorate and indeed Nigerians the opportunity of engaging the presidential candidates on issues-based debates.
Date Sunday, March 22, 2015. Time first session 12 noon to 2 p.m. Second session 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Venue Africa Hall International Conference Center, Area 11, Abuja.
The debates will feature all the presidential candidates of the political parties approved by INEC for the 2015 general elections.
The debate will be transmitted live by all the radio and television stations operating in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT under the auspices of the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON. It will also be streamed live on all the social media platforms.
Make informed choices.
NADG, deepening healthy political culture in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Nigerians, accreditation commences at exactly 8 a.m. Verify your correct polling unit with the APO3. Card verification via card reader with APO1. Identity confirmation with the APO2. Receive tag and ink finger. Voting proper start at exactly 1 p.m. Join the queue. Collect ballot paper from APO2. Thumbprint on selected candidate in secret within lines. Fold paper in vertical form and meet APO1 to cast your vote. Leave the voting area or wait peacefully for results. Don't forget, 28th March is for presidential, Senate and House of Representatives, while 11th April is for governorship and House of Assembly. Do the right thing. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, funded by the European Union through UNDP DGD2.
The Nigerian Elections Debate Group, NADG, will be providing the electorate and indeed Nigerians the opportunity of engaging the presidential candidates on issues-based debates.
Date Sunday, March 22, 2015. Time first session 12 noon to 2 p.m. Second session 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Venue Africa Hall International Conference Center, Area 11, Abuja.
The debates will feature all the presidential candidates of the political parties approved by INEC for the 2015 general elections.
The debate will be transmitted live by all the radio and television stations operating in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT under the auspices of the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON. It will also be streamed live on all the social media platforms.
Make informed choices.
NADG, deepening healthy political culture in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
This is the network service of the NTA.